Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Tuesday, October 10th, 2023, and we have a lot to talk about. Let's start off with this. The entire yield curve has come down. I mean, you want to talk about nailing this to the wall. You and I have nailed this to the wall, hardcore. I mean, this whole thing, the way this has played out, has been textbook. Exactly what you would expect to happen, and they knew would happen. Let me ask you this. All right, we're all a big family out here, right? Uh, does a single one of you believe that the turn of events since Friday, since the stock market rally on Friday, before the war started, okay, was this just an accident, just a coincidence that this just happened right now, and Wall Street just happened to take off on Friday before the announcement of this war? They knew what was going to happen. Any Wall Streeter, any person who understands the flow of cash or the flow of money through a market knew that this war would have this kind of an effect on bond yields, meaning cash going into the debt market. They had to stop the bleeding. This has been, according to Bank of America, Bank of America, the Wall Street bank that's in more trouble probably than anybody else is right now with regard to the major institutions. They said this has been the worst bear market for bonds in history, and they're right. Okay, these institutions' portfolios, because of they've loaded up on treasuries now, they're losing value fast. They had to stop the bleeding. So Wall Street was clearly, the institutions were made aware of what was going to happen before it did, because this was a big failure of intelligence. You know that nobody saw this one coming, although it's been reported now that, the repeated warnings were sent prior to this occurring, of course. Anyway, this is a joke. And the joke, they think the joke is on us. The joke is not on us, because you and I knew exactly what this was. And then honestly, not just was Wall Street made aware, I'm talking about the major investment banks aware that the attack was going to happen so they could get in here and load up on stocks, understanding that this would push bond yields down, open up that doorway for the cash to make its way into risk assets again, some temporary band-aid, because that's all this is here, to stabilize the debt market. That's what this is. This isn't going to last. So watch for another false flag. I don't know if I can say that. Maybe we'll use a code FF or something along those lines. They're going to come down on me, and they're going to come down on me hard. Anyway. Then of course, it's just a coincidence that this war starts when the bond market was closed yesterday here in the United States, to give the bond market a chance to breathe. So all this was engineered from the get-go. It's astonishing how many people were made aware of this. The institutions, all of them, were made well aware that this was going to happen before it did. And of course, they get the inside scoop here. Where did they get this information from? Let's probably from the Federal Reserve, of course, who runs the economy. They control the wars and the flow of information, who's getting paid off and who's going to get this and that and the other thing, and weapons caches and everything else. You understand that, right? Of course, I'm sure you all do. What about JEPI, Richard? It's doing great, man. You think this is going to change in this environment? No. I want the dividend. It's monthly, and so should you. I'm not getting rid of this stuff. I'm buying more. I don't know how many times I got to say that, but please hold your questions for the end. Anyway, so again, you and I knew what was going to happen. Wall Street knew what was going to happen. We knew what was going to happen, and we nailed it to the wall. Now, we also nailed something else to the wall. Did you see your inbox? This morning, in my morning report, I said, don't be surprised if they float out Fed presidents to talk the market higher, and to explain that, rate hikes might be coming off the table, or maybe they'll pause, whatever it was. Okay. Well, they did exactly what we expected them to do. We know their playbook cold. We know what they want. We know who our enemy is. It's them. We know what they want, and we know what their goals are. So what they did here is they floated out this creature. Okay, this is Fed President Bostic thing, inhuman thing. And if you're going to call me racist just because the guy's black, because I had this happen to me last time, I wouldn't care if the guy was green. All right. These Fed presidents are its, things, pukes, whatever you want to call them. All right. And they floated out this guy to tell us here. Listen to what he said. Quote, "We don't need to raise rates anymore." And he specifically said, impact of war in Israel on the economy is an uncertainty, except he knew, because you and I knew, that this would push cash into the debt market. And so the Fed didn't have to cut rates, the market would do it on its own. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. Look, the Federal Reserve will never be allowed to admit what they're doing. Whiskey, thank you very much. The Federal Reserve, do you realize, let's put a little perspective on this. Since March of 2022, the Federal Reserve, central banks around the world have been raising rates. They've been promising us it was temporary. It was transitory. You remember that? Yellen, Stein, all the other freaks being floated out. And eventually a miracle was going to occur. And inflation was going to start coming down. Now, I understand, okay, because I know some of you are smart enough to know that there is a lag effect here, especially in this kind of an environment where the economy it's just dead. Anyway, on a global level, we heard from the IMF today, hold that thought, on the global economy and inflation, of course. Hold on a minute. Anyway, what was I saying? So anyway, yeah. So the Fed's been raising rates, and the miracle was about to occur, hasn't materialized yet. As a matter of fact, by their own numbers, not only is inflation rising, it's going to continue to rise. Now, that was a warning that we got from the IMF, and this is going to require. I just want you to prepare yourself. This is going to require a series of duh. Okay, so the IMF is warning that more inflation is coming. But hold on a minute. Aren't central banks raising rates because they want to stop inflation? Isn't that what they've been selling you and I? We know what the real reason is. Well, tell Greg Mannarino again, please, everyone, because you're all a lot smarter than me. Why is it that the Federal Reserve and other central banks have been raising rates? Oh, that's right. It has nothing to do with stopping inflation. In fact, they're going to continue to inflate more than you can ever possibly believe, with World War III obviously started here. Going to give them more of an excuse to inflate moving forward. But it was to cut off the availability of credit to small businesses to fulfill the corporate agenda. Here at the end, we are in the middle of an extinction level event with regard to the middle class, and people are walking around through time and space as if everything is just beautiful, because they're being told it is by the mainstream propaganda ministry. Oh, it's just beautiful. And Janet Yellen, you remember what she said just yesterday? Something along the lines that, people are coping very, very well with higher prices. Make it up, people. How are you coping with it? Maybe you have something to say to it, thing, puke, Yellen. Whoa. S. Claus, epic, man. Thank you. You got my attention. Incredible. All of you are incredible, but wow. Everyone, look who's here. Not just S. Claus and thank you. We got Scott, we got Perry, we got Lava, we got Magic Mika. We got everybody here. Lord Humongous, you got to be here too, bro. Anyway, Jeff is here. Where's Alan Greenspan? I know he's here too. Anyway, so let's again. So again, the entire yield curve came down. Could you imagine the amount of cash that it's involved here to do that? How much debt has to be bought up? Again, this is fear, a lot of this, and this played out. You see what they do? They just move around a couple of the pieces on the chessboard, and they get exactly what they want. Whiskey, thank you again. Thank you for that. And this entire thing, it's cause and effect. This war was instituted because we're running out of cash. The debt must be fueled exponentially. I can't say this another way or anymore because it's making me want to throw up myself. Okay. The amount of cash that's going to need to be pumped into this new war and the old war, which is going to expand and go on and on and get big. So this whole thing is going to accelerate very rapidly. all right, with all kinds of weaponry and every other thing you can imagine. To we just got the pledge of pledges from our lovely, illustrious mommy man, the mummy of a president that we had. You see him? I mean, look, I understand the man is elderly and he's demented and twisted, but it's just whatever. Okay, we can't go any more than that. But the pledge and how he's selling this new war to the people of the world and to the American people, because this is going to require billions, tens of billions, hundreds of billions. I told all of you when this Ukraine-Russia war was started that it was going to expand. We were going to see more wars, more FFs. I can't say, you know what FF stands for, right? FF. You got me? I got to be careful here. Anyway, I think I could probably say it. False flag. Okay. We're not done. And you need to be prepared for what's coming. If again, there is no way, none, zero, that this is the last one. There's going to be more. It's going to be bigger because again, this Band-Aid, this temporary Band-Aid that they've now put on this liquidity crisis, all they've done is push it off. We are still in a liquidity crisis. Okay. They cannot make up the difference. It can never be made up because again, the debt, the central banks inflating, which is their goal. They must continue to inflate. And again, don't take my word for this. Listen to the International Mafia Fund. They're telling you more inflation is coming. Energy prices, forget about it. Okay. All of this, we haven't seen anything yet, but this is going to expand. It's going to get worse. There's going to be another FF on a much greater scale. And I'm telling you what to look out for. All right. Right here on American soil. And then the flags will start waving and people are going to think it's real. And, we got to go out there and, we got to kill billions of people because they obviously nothing is what it seems to be. People, come on now. What else did I want to tell you here? Oh, yeah. How about this one? So although the IMF, International Mafia Freak Show, is telling us what we already know, that inflation is going to continue and we got more to look forward to, of course. They want us to know, are you ready for this part? Oh, yeah, that the global economy, we're in for a soft landing. It's going to be really, really soft. It's going to be beautiful, like floating on a cloud. You know what I mean? Yeah, come on, people. You know it. And it must be true. It has to be true. Because, I know how much all of us trust the government and everything else here. There's a lot of people out here. Wow. Kirk, thank you. Unbelievable. You people are too much. Unbelievable. Anyway, people, there's a lot of bots or whatever they are saying Greg Mannarino should move out of the country because he hates America. Is this America to you? No. All I'm telling people is what I believe is happening, and I think that a lot of people happen to agree with me, due to the fact that this channel keeps growing, and I got all my lovely friends here who got my back. So, it's just a crazy kind of a situation, people. What else do we want to talk about? Okay. Just going back here, touching back on the market, you already know, the big deal is this bond market, which I'm so proud to say that we know. Who else nailed that one to the wall, huh? Besides you and I, huh? Lovely. A lot of people thought this was going to be it. I mean, when I tell you that when this war thing broke out, my email box, I must have got, I don't know, 1,000. Maybe more than that, emails telling me that, oh, Greg, this is it. The market's going to crash come Monday. It's over. Prepare yourself. And no, absolutely not. Anyway, you want to talk about, Yellenstein's oil pledge. Oh, yes, Yellenstein's oil pledge, $60 a barrel. I mean, you could probably, because of her oil pledge of $60 a barrel, how she can make that pledge. I don't know. Does she control OPEC now? I don't know. She's demented. The woman, the thing is so twisted and so out of touch with reality. It's not even funny. Remember what she said. Our economy, she doesn't see a thing wrong with it. It's beautiful. It's perfect. And you're rich and everyone's just fantastic. And inflation was temporary and transitory. Yes, that was her as well. And now she's this oil pledge. You can imagine that $60 a barrel. I don't know, maybe add a zero to it. Oh, I was wrong by a zero. Look, if as this war gets worse, and it's going to, but it must by design, okay? Because again, this is a mechanism to temporarily liquefy the system. It's not going to last without another false flag, FF, whatever. Okay, so we got this. Anyway, gold and silver today did catch a bid. Bitcoin, cryptos did fall under some pressure. The U.S. dollar fell under some pressure, and crude oil as well. A little bit, about 0.5%. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that too. Anyway, that's how this whole thing did play out today. Just beautiful and fantastic. What is that? Anyway, so that's it, people. So what I would like to do here, fix my shirt real quick. Let's cover some of your questions, honestly, and we'll clown of a woman. It's not, you see, look, here's the thing. All right, look, with regard to things like Janet Yellen or any of these freaks here, Bostic, okay? You want to see Bostic again? He was floated out today. When I saw this, all right, obviously it was a no-brainer to you and me. We knew they were going to do this. They were going to float somebody out, talk the market up, which it worked. Triple-digit gain for the Dow. Everything is looking lovely. A bond market settling. It's just, profoundly perfect. Because, you think this guy, if you and I knew what this was all about, you think he didn't know either? With this smile on his smug thing, disgusting, putrid face? Yeah, he knew. I don't like him. I don't know about you. I don't like him. Like I said, I don't care if he was chartreuse green, whatever color he has. I am not being racist here. Okay, I'm probably the least racist person in the history of the world. That's really the truth. But this is not human. This is not human. And did his job. He played his role today. Thank you, Mr. Bostic. Bostic. Come up with a name for this guy. Sicko. I don't know. What is he? Like I said, it doesn't matter what you want to call it. It's not even. It's just a thing anyway. What were they talking about? Yellen. All these people. There's no accountability. They can say whatever they want, whenever they want to, and nobody's going to call them out. Nobody's going to hold them to account. Not even Bozo. That's a good one, David. We'll call Bostic Bozo. I don't think. I think that most of you feel the same way as I do. They don't possess a human quality. There's something seriously missing here, and I want to thank all of you. We got just about 800 freaking thumbs up already. You guys are awesome. Yeah. Well, this isn't hate speech. Look, some people, of course, I guarantee you, watch the comments. Greg is a racist. Greg is. If he were white, I'd say the same thing, or any other freaking color. Vomitous mess, puke, inhuman thing that it is. It just happens to be of a darker complexion than I am. What do you think? Looking good? All right, people. Let's do a couple more questions, and then wow, this is 18 minutes, and then we're gonna call this. Axiom, how you doing, bro? Bostic is sick in the freaking head. Anyway, there's something out there going on. Let me tell you, seriously, people, get some sun. You're right. I do need some sun, and I'm working on that. I'm in the process of moving, and it's kind of a thing here going on. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing well. Everyone's doing great. Everyone that's part of this community here, I sit here every day and I preach to the choir, hoping we're going to get some more members to join this freaking choir, because there's strength in numbers and we're making a difference in the world. And that's all I want to do. I could sit here and talk and blab and blah, 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 just go on and on about things. But I want us to, make positive change. It's a very difficult thing. It's so slow because, again, people are brainwashed. They just sit there and they listen to the propaganda ministry and they think it's all real. They think they don't understand what's going on here because they're not being told. Imagine, for example, we had the mummy himself, someone now running for president, to come out and say, hey, listen, everyone, I got to tell you something. The world is in crisis more so than you'll ever know. We have a liquidity crisis on an unimaginable scale. You're going to see things, how the system works to prop it up that you're not going to believe. and start pointing their fingers at the military-industrial complex, the Federal Reserve. You'll never hear this. You'll never hear this. You'll hear things about negative rates and weak dollar and how important that is to have. Um, I think you guys and girls know what I'm talking about out here, and all kinds of other stuff to try to convince people of things that are just completely false on an unimaginable scale. Anyway, people, look, that's going to be it for today. We're going to call it. This is 20 minutes. We're just about at 1,000 thumbs up. I greatly appreciate all of you, more than you know. I love all of you from the heart. This is our thing, and it's very positive in my view. All right, look, let's all reconvene tomorrow from my pre-market report. Share this stuff, get it out there, comment, come up with a name for the thing here if you'd like, Bostic. I'm sure there'll be a few other ones. Bozo is a good one. Yeah, they're all bozos. But that's too nice. It's like a compliment in some ways. I used to watch Bozo the Clown when I was a kid. Yes, I am that old. I am that freaking old. I'm like a relic. All right, people. Well, this relic is going to see you in the morning. All right. Have a great day, everyone. All right. Bye.